Hi, my name is Heather Weintraub, and I'm going to discuss the Krebs cycle. Before we get into the Krebs cycle, we have to start with the process of glycolysis. In glycolysis, you start with glucose, which is a 6-carbon molecule. It breaks into 2 pyruvates. Each pyruvate has 3 carbon molecules. In the process of pyruvate oxidation occurs, you can get acetyl-CoA. In this process, a CO2 is released and an NAD plus gets converted into NADH. This happens twice since there are 2 pyruvates, so you get a net of 2 ATPs and 2 NADHs. Here in this next slide, now that you have acetyl-CoA, it enters the Krebs cycle, also known as tricarboxylate acid cycle. In step 1, the enzyme citrate synthesis acts on acetyl-CoA and forms citrate. In this process, CoAsh and H2O are released. Then we move on to step 2, where enzyme aconitase acts on citrate and forms isocitrate. In step 3, the enzyme isocitrate dehydrogenase acts on isocitrate and forms alpha-ketoglutarate. In this process, NAD plus is converted to NADH and hydrogen, and CO2 is also released. In step 4, alpha-ketoglutarate is the enzyme, and it converts alpha-ketoglutarate and succinyl-CoA. Again, NAD plus is converted to NADH and hydrogen, and CO2 is also released. In step 5, you have succinyl-CoA synthesis converts succinyl-CoA in succinate. Here, a phosphorus is released, and GTP gets converted to GDP, and ADP is converted to ATP. Here in step 6, you have succinate dehydrogenase as the enzyme that converts succinate into fumarate. Here, FDA gets converted into FDAH2. Step 7, fumarase converts fumarate into malate and releases H2O. Here in our last step 8, malate dehydrogenase converts malate into oxalate, and then we are back to step 1. Because the last slide was a little busy, I decided to leave the molecule structures of the intermediates off, but those who are interested, you can see these structures on the last slide here. Lastly, here are the inputs and outputs of a Krebs cycle. Acetyl-CoA is 2, NAD plus is 6, FAD is 2, ADP plus P is 2. Here are your outputs. CO2 is 4, NADH is 6, FDH2 is 2, acetyl-CoA is 2, ATP is 2. As a note, this is per 1 molecule of pyruvate, and therefore there are double and outputs for every molecule of glucose. Thank you, and I hope you enjoy learning the Krebs cycle with me.